You mentioned some of it there, but what's the
Mhm.
game plan to beat this team?
I think I like the deep ball thought, but again, that's not necessarily my first and foremost thing. And even if you do that, how many times are you going to be able to really do that? So I think Ramondre Stevenson's going to have to be a big part of this thing. And like I said, whether it's the screen game, because he is a much better pass catcher, and he has been all season, and maybe even for his career, honestly, than you think. When you see Ramondre Stevenson in the back, you don't think of like he's a guy that's going to be huge in the pass game. Travion Henderson looks more like a pass catching back, and he can do it too. But I think Ramondre Stevenson's going to have to continue his streak, hold on to the ball, obviously, and then find spots to run. One of the cliche things is, but you can't be 2nd and 12, you can't be 3rd and 15, and all it takes is a sack or a negative play, and now you're really up against it. It's an awesome defense. I think points are going to be at a premium, so you got to take advantage of every time you have the ball.
So I do think the game's going to be won on the other side. I don't know how much the Patriots are going to score, and I concede the Texans, I think, have the better unit. As good as the Patriots are offensively, and Drake May is brilliant individually, I think the Texans have a better unit. So points are going to be at a premium, as you just said, for the Pats. I think where you win is on the other side. And this defense has been, I think, inconsistent at times where they give up easy drives to start the game, or, they fall apart and collapse in the second half like they did against Buffalo. So I don't always think you know what you're going to get out of this defense. But based on what we saw last week, and that was something very different, they were dialing up pressures, they were dialing up blitzes, I think you keep rolling that. And C.J. Stroud has some good numbers against the blitz, some awful numbers against pressure. Phil Perry's been detailing those this week at NBC Sports Boston. It's interesting. I think you keep, if not bringing the house, dialing up some of those blitzes. They had a very high rate of blitzes last week, almost 50%. You might not need to be that high. Pick your spots here and there, but I want it higher than what you did in the regular season. And I do still think, as Vrabel said, this is where the big dogs eat. It's another big week for Milton Williams
big
and
dog
Christian
show up
Barmore on
January.
the interior. It's the time for them to do